Hello everyone and welcome to a digital realm. Welcome to the realm with me, Prowen. In today's episode, I would like to review and discuss the anime that I've been watching recently to start off my spring 2020 anime season, despite it coming out in winter. Technically it's a winter season, but I'm using it for my spring, and springing into that season with it is Plunderer, the anime. Now I know that I've heard many things about the anime being different to the manga, and they've taken a lot of liberties with like the kind of ichiness of the series. However, that being said, I'm still watching the anime. 12 episodes out right now, and I want to discuss the anime itself, review it with what information I have currently up to episode 12. Now, there is a lot of information as I go over that will be primarily episode 1 based. Now, this isn't necessarily a review of each episodic, unless you would like that, of course. I would really like to do that and break it down. However, I really enjoyed the flow of the information being provided to that of the viewer, and that's why a lot of this information is going to be provided throughout episode 1. And then from there, I will go into information on the series itself. So, to get started, Plunderer, the anime, the series opens on Hina standing over her mother crying, as long black hands are coming out of a purple spiraling abyss, dragging her mother down into the darkness. Hina is given an interesting orb with the number 10,000 written on it, and told to find the legendary ace, before getting dragged down into the abyss, showing the number 0 in her hand before disappearing, leaving Hina alone, clutching onto its orb. It's this dark, mysterious opening that really got my attention before the episode began, in a relaxed, bright, and colourful town going about their everyday selves. Everyone has a number associated to them, with certain requirements to increase or even decrease their number. Once their number hits 0, they are taken by their hands into the abyss and what we believe to their deaths, or something that could potentially be worse than death. In a conversation with two other ladies, we find out from Hina that she is from Faeni, F-I-E-N-I, and has been travelling across the land of Alcia, A-L-C-I-A, in search of the legendary ace. Hina is much older now, though, as she has been travelling alone for the past 5 years. It isn't long until we come into contact with an interesting fella wearing a mask and accompanied by a large green teddy bear that has some interesting quirks about him. This character is Lich, L-I-C-H-T, and another of our main characters to the Plunderer series. Now, this gentleman is, as I said, very interesting with his quirks and all. He definitely likes women, and I'll get into that later on. But yes, he has some very interesting kind of scenes, very much Ichi elements. Now, I've heard that the anime has changed certain elements of the manga, as I discussed earlier, and also uses the Ichi elements of the manga in an overly excessive and out of context way. But I feel like that gives certain charm and humor to the anime. It's rather enjoyable, and the story has plenty of depth to stick with it. Even if the Ichi humor isn't for you, I still recommend the series. Just be warned, it is pretty much every episode in some shape or another. Now, I'm not going to do an episodic review unless you like to see that, as I mentioned earlier. I do want to write this review as the characters are presented to us, because the anime does a great job with introducing and setting up the story, characters, and certain worded elements throughout the first 10 to 11 episodes before we get entirely into the thicket of the mystery by episode 12. Whereas as of this episode, or this review, the show is currently at, which is episode 12. Now, I feel like the mystery is still there for sure, but we are definitely in the thicket of it. And I won't get into any spoilers or anything like that, but I do want to, as I said, kind of go over the series as the anime has revealed information to us, because I really love the pacing of it, and I'm really into this anime. I started it 2 days ago, and I've already caught up to episode 12, which in comparison to, let's say, something like Hunter x Hunter, which has 148 episodes, taken us a long time to finish up that last little chunk, that last little arc. But anyway, this is a review for Plunderer. So, with some interaction between Hina and Lich, we come into a new character of the series, and that is Nana, whom runs a mobile bar and provides food and beverages to the residents of the town she has currently travelled to. Her partnership with Lich is established as he works for her in return for food. Nana informs Hina on a lot of information that her mother was unfortunately unable to, as she passed away when Hina was little. Nana also explains a lot for the viewer also, starting with these numbers that everyone has somewhere on their body. Every person living in Alcia is forced to count something from the day they are born. For Hina, it is the distance walked as her number increases every 100 kilometers, and for Nana, that number goes up when someone says her food is delicious. In turn though, Nana's number can go down for the opposite reason if someone says her food is disgusting. Lich, we find out later, goes down every time a lady rejects him and currently has a negative 999 number on him. Nana also gives us info on the society construct with these numbers. You can't disobey an order given to you from a person with a higher number, and the fact that she is the legendary ace is just the legend. Here, we find out the legendary ace has a white star on them. Enter our villains of the episode, and potentially series to fold. The military. Now, again, I won't be breaking down the episode entirely unless you'd like to see that, but there is a lot of info, as I've mentioned before, that the episode covers, and I really enjoy the pacing of this. With Hina leaving Nana and Lich to go to the military personnel who arrived, we find out that Lich had heard of someone within the military posing as the legendary ace to do bad things to women. This is why I mentioned that they are bad guys of the series, and most certainly the episode. Remember that orb that Hina received from her mother with the 10,000 number on it? Well, this is when we find out that this is called a ballot, something that the military are scared of, and this could indicate that Hina is a ballot holder. Before we get into that though, what a ballot holder is, I want to inform you of something that a military member has the privilege to exercise, and that is to challenge others to a star stake. A star stake is a duel, one in which the winner can take the number amount from the loser of said duel, making their social standing higher, and could potentially make the loser be at 1 or even hit 0 and be dragged down into the abyss. We find out more on the legendary ace, and that he was a hero from the Waste Wars, wearing a bright white star and carving the number of vanquished foes on his body. He is capable of superhuman feats. A war, mind you, that was 300 years ago, so how could he possibly still be alive today? He comes, Lich, our main hero, to fight for Hina against the military challenging another star stake. That negative 999 number comes to the realization that no one can have a number below 0, and that he must be a ballot holder, cancel the number out with another number. Lich tells Hina to stop searching for the aces, and that they're just murderers and not heroes. He tells her to live a normal, happy life. However, with all her hardship with her 5 years, no one should mock her, and reveals that he is no ordinary ballot holder, as he reveals his sword with the white star on it and the number 5,700. Oh my goodness, he's the legendary ace she's been looking for! What do you think of that? Hey, totally awesome review based on the first episode, right? Well, let's dive a little deeper into the series with all the info that I have up to the latest episode release, episode 12. Let's continue. Now, with this continuation, I don't want to go into any unnecessarily spoilers or territory where I'm going to be ruining things for you all, so I will go into a little bit more detail, and that is of the episode 2 intro that is pretty much an info bomb for this series. Now, there once was a great war called the Waste War. During that long conflict appeared a group of heroes called Aces. Wearing bright shining stars, they carved a number of enemies vanquished onto their bodies and displayed feats of superhuman strength. However, it is said that when peace arrived, the Aces vanished. So I wanted to give you that information, guys, of what the war happened, what happened to the Aces, and what came about that. Now, I said I don't want to go into any unnecessary spoilers, but we'll get back to what the ballot holder is and why I mentioned that earlier. It is a huge crime to own a ballot, but a ballot holder can have amazing power, from magic to weapons to like natural superhuman strength sort of thing. The military are against these individuals, and thus we get to our trio military squad, my personal favorites, alongside of course Hina, Lich and Nana, and that is of Pel, Lin and Jael, who are the military crew who are figuring things out when it comes to their duty working for the military, and that of capturing / befriending really Lich and as they are after the legendary Ace. Now, Jail and Lich pretty much go at it all the time. I love those. Pearl and Hina have like a kind of like a love story, love interest thing going on with Lich. I love some of the episodes that may potentially feel like a little filler. They're most likely going to be in the manga, and I definitely want to check that out as well. But they do play on that, like, sorry, I said Pearl. I meant Lin and Hina have like a love thing going on. Pearl is pretty much in the background along with Nana in supporting both Pearl supporting Lin and Nana supporting Hina when it comes to this love, like kind of triangle or love. Yeah, this love thing that's going on with Lich. And then I just love how Jail is just like pretty much just there, just trying to fight and be stronger than Lich. But yeah, I absolutely love them. And they have to kind of juggle the balance between, like, they're part of the military, so they have to uphold their standards of military action and their policies and procedures. But also at the same time, like, they're trying to figure it out because they've seen that this person's good, like he protects the citizens, and they've seen other members of the military attack citizens and stuff. So they're trying to see, like, wait a minute, why are we after this guy? He seems to be good. Like, why are we having orders to get him for? And by episode 12, you actually will know. But I don't want to get into any spoilers or anyone. I want you guys to kind of explore this series and kind of like delve into it as they reveal it. That's why I said at the beginning of the episode, like, I love the pacing of everything, and even though it has been taking liberties of the manga a little and changed things around, I really have enjoyed the pacing and really enjoyed like the kind of info, drip of info, and the characters' interactions throughout. But with that being said, should I read the manga? Which I most likely will end up trying to read the manga. There's 14 chapters right now. Quite possible, but after watching the first 3 episodes, I knew that I wanted to talk and discuss this series with all of you. This is most likely going to be my number 1 so far, at least it is on the number 1 of my personal spring anime season for 2020. The next series I'll be discussing and diving into is 7 Seas, which just currently aired its 2nd season on Netflix. The Plunderer series, and by the way, I'm watching on Hulu. It does have Funimation at the beginning, but I don't have Funimation, and I'm pretty sure I haven't seen it on Funimation. But check out that and see if it's on there. If not, Hulu has it. And then 7 Seas, I'll be checking out on Netflix. That has 2 seasons out right now. That came out March 26th. And there's 12 episodes each, so 24 episodes. So while there's more episodes building from the other anime seasons, series for this spring season, I'm going to be going into 7 Seas, which is completed first and second season, so I can kind of talk about that a little bit more as we kind of build up our episodes for Plunderer. If you do want me to do episodic reviews, let me know. I would love to do that. Maybe I can display some scenes, without copyright content and stuff like that, up on the screen. I could do that, and we can discuss it episodic at a time. But until then, let me know what you would like to see from this anime realm series I have going on right now. Do you want me to do any more reaction on like movies and stuff, as we currently have no movies coming out now, unfortunately, unless it's all by streaming? But I'd love to hear from you all. Thank you very much for being absolutely fantastically awesome. If you would like to hear more on any other anime series before I get done with 7 Seas, let me know in the comments as well. And until then, stay absolutely fantastic, everyone. Thank you much for being totally awesome, being part of the digital realm, and I will see you within the realm again real soon. Thank you, everyone, and Johnny. Bye.